Epicman to the rescue!
Well, late Monday morning, and it's time to go out and pay some bills and do some running around and get some gas, which is a whole lot of fun the way the prices are going these days. And I'm sure this probably sounds like crap, which means I won't be doing too much recording while I'm actually in the car with it running, because it is kind of loud. And while I know some of that's the car, I think most of it's the camera and its microphone and where it is and how sensitive it is in the wrong ways. This is a pretty decent little car. 18-year-old Buick. And, well, 354,000 miles on it. That's like, well, if it were possible, that is enough miles to drive to the moon and a little less than halfway back. I'd say the car's doing pretty good if it's lasted that long. Well, now to get moving and get the heater going in this car, because it's only about 37 degrees out here. Arriving at Walmart. Out in the middle of nowhere, and it is still the busiest place around. One of the advantages of living in a small town out here in the sticks of Arkansas is the price of gas at $2.94 a gallon, while obscene, is somewhat below the national average. And plus, if I use a Walmart gift card to do my purchase with, I get an extra 3 cents off. Not much, but it helps. Well, now mind you that I'm not a fan of Walmart by any stretch of the imagination. I think, like many large corporations, they have gone very sour. It's not the same outfit that Sam Walton used to run. But you take your discounts where you can get them. Well, first part of the running around is taken care of. I'll bring the empty trash bin back up. And you know what's really annoying? Here it is, 2 years after she died. And despite how many times I have called and told people and contacted websites and so on, I still get mail addressed to my wife. That's irritating. It's worse than irritating. Some days it's even worse than that. Well, it looks like the laundry trip that I was going to make this afternoon is going to be sometime tomorrow afternoon, or maybe even put off till Wednesday, because I came home from my earlier running out and bill paying routine and sat down to watch a few videos to get caught up on the orbit videos that I watched, and next thing I know, it's 3 hours later because I fell asleep watching. Isn't that awful? This is not to say that the people I was watching was boring, it's just I fell asleep. So that's going to get put off, and those things will get washed a third time before I take them to the laundromat to get them dried. In the meantime, they're going to live in the washer. Well, welcome to Tuesday evening. The day has been kind of long and interrupted by a huge nap that I didn't expect to be near as long as it was, but hey, what the heck. I'm all for getting plenty of rest. And I'm looking at one of my stats pages on YouTube, specifically looking at the insight for the first of these longer vlogs about real life and all that. And I was looking at the number of likes on it. I don't know if you can see that or not. But there's 15 likes on that. Now, 15 likes on a video is actually quite a bit for me. And so it's looking definitely like I'm going to be doing more of these. I really appreciate all those likes. Definitely keep them coming. It's really great. Thanks a lot. And now I have to get myself together and head back to the laundry and finally finish that one load that I didn't finish the other day. You see, I finally did get to it. It just took me a day and a half longer than I expected to. Well, once again in the laundromat, doing my thing. And while I was here, I decided to try a different snack food. And what I've got here is these Seneca apple chips. And they're supposed to be a lot healthier snack, although if you look at the fine print on the ingredients, they still have corn syrup, sugar, dextrose, and so on in them. So they may be a little healthier. I noticed there's not a whole list of artificial ingredients, so that's good. And I've tried them, and they are good. They do taste a lot like apple. They're crispy. They're good. The downside is that this little 2.5 ounce bag is $1.99. That is obscene. It just goes to prove a pet theory of mine that food manufacturers don't actually want you to eat healthy. If they wanted you to eat healthy, then healthier foods would not be more expensive than garbage foods. And as it is, healthier foods, healthier snacks are always, always, always more expensive than the garbage. You know, for this little 2.5 ounce bag of apple chips here for $1.99, the same $1.99 if buy you 9 ounces of Cheetos. Go figure. I just thought of another downside to those apple chips. Now, mind you, they're good. I like them. They taste great. And they are a lot healthier than just slamming down potato chips or Cheetos or something like that. But there is one other factor about them that I don't like. For the last hour or so, I've been working bits of them out of the holes in my teeth for at least the last hour. This here is the treadmill. And I have kind of a love-hate relationship with this thing because I love the idea of using a treadmill. One can walk on a treadmill for as long as you want and not have to actually go anywhere. The problem, however, the part where the hate comes in, is that this thing is still a paperweight. I still do not have a controller board for it. And therefore, the motor does not run. So I have to use it like this, using leg power to turn it. And I guarantee you that's a strain. But I keep trying to do it anyway, even though I can only generally do about 2, maybe 3 minutes on it. And it's not the strain on my legs, because my legs are actually fairly strong. But in order for my legs to move the belt, I have to hold on to the upper portion of this thing, and my arm strength is not nearly what it used to be, say 5 or 10 years ago. And my arms now feel like giant noodles. And for those that wonder why I call it a sorry excuse for an exercise bike, it has to do with that right there. The seat broke off some months ago, right down there at the bottom where it welds onto the frame. And so I find myself having to use it by sitting on a chair behind it. Or working at it anyway. Now, it does at least give me some exercise, and it does beat a blank, and frankly, in cold weather it beats the daylights out of going outside and walking around in the cold. Of course, on the carpeted floor here, it has a tendency to walk away from me, and so I have a cane here. I just hook that on over the front of it and use the cane to kind of pull it back to keep it from walking away. Because the pedaling action tends to push it away from me. So I need to use the cane to hold on to it to keep it from going away. To keep it at the best angle for pedaling when you're sitting on a seat behind it. Which in my opinion is not the best way to use this thing at all, but at least it's better than not using anything. Well, it's getting late. It's not as late as it looks out because it's already dark, but it's only about 5:30. And I'm going out to get some smokes because I'm out. And in spite of all the arguments about how you should quit, and it's not good for you, yada yada yada, arguments, by the way, which I am quite familiar with and agree with and understand, and all this notwithstanding, I'm going out to get some. And heaven help the poor SOB that tries to get in my way. Okay, what you see here is the plastic tub where I set Gizmo's food and water on top of. And you will note that it has been thoroughly cleaned and washed, plenty of hot soapy water, and it's looking pretty good. The parts that you can see around his meowiness. And I have freshly cleaned and scrubbed food and water dish, which I am now giving him. To remove his butt. The reason I'm doing this is to prove a point. That Mr. Gizmo here is a slob. And we will see evidence of this as the day progresses. Okay, so here it is about 6 hours after I set my little trap to catch the little monster in his sloppiness. And you will note that he hasn't done anything yet. He's eaten and he's drank and he's managed to do it without making a mess. This is actually unusual. Of course, it figures the one time I set up a camera to record this is the one time he doesn't do it. Yeah, I hear you mouthing off, you little twit. Oh, is that it? You're not going to make your mess until after the camera is put away. You're just going to sit there looking cute until I put the camera away, and then you're going to make a mess. Is that it? Uh-huh. And by the way, I was just sitting here on the exercise bike and I thought of something. A new character that I want to work into the Talking to My Many Selves series. And that is a wannabe superhero type known as Epicman. And this guy is, he's way over the top. And he wants everything about everything to be completely epic. Victories, failures, rescues, fights, whatever. I mean, Epic Man can't go to the bathroom without it being epic some way or another. Up to and including his voice. You know, it's like,
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Epicman. Epicman to the rescue.
I think there's a lot of potential for fun with that, don't you?
And now for some epic exercise. Of course, he could be an epic failure too.
What do you think? Is Epic Man an epic failure or an epic win? Saturday, and to be perfectly honest, I have done diddly squat all day long. Sat around watching videos and taking a couple of long power naps and feeling better for it. In fact, I'm actually getting ready to shoot today's vlog. I'm in here in my office slash studio slash mess, and I'm getting ready to get things set up. See, right here, a little table I have in front of the green screen, and I set these disc boxes on there. Yes, they're upside down. There's a more even surface that way. And then across the top of them, I will sit my laptop there, and on the screen I will have some notes that I'm going to be working from, because this is an Ask TFC episode I'm getting ready to do. Put the camera down on the tripod, and it's time to go get the laptop. And now, here it is. It's all set up. I just have to start it back up. You see, I'm sitting here, and there's the table with the laptop set up on it, right in front of where the tripod goes. And this way, the laptop, it serves as a very handy teleprompter, almost, sort of thing. Just position the tripod like so, tilt the camera up a little bit, lock it down, and then from there I just have a seat in front of the laptop, adjust how the camera's tilted because I didn't have it tilted down far enough. Then I'm ready to actually start shooting this thing. As you can see, the storm is moving a lot closer. As a matter of fact, this little finger right there is getting to the point now where it's a little over 50-60 miles away from me. So if I'm going to get out and get a few things before the roads get slick, I need to get my butt in gear. So I guess that's going to be the end of this week's edition of My So-Called Life. Please do me a favor, take a second and hit that like button. It means a lot. Comment, subscribe, favorite, the whole 9 yards. Appreciate the daylights out of it. Take it easy. We'll catch you next week with another edition of My So-Called Life. I'm out of here.